Hello and welcome to A Quest for Metal. Today we have the arduous task of ranking my top 10 Nightwish songs of all time. And there are hundreds, there are a lot of albums that Nightwish have done, and they're all fantastic. There's no bad album among them. I started with Tarja, so those are the songs that hold more dear to me than the newer stuff, to be honest. That's not to take away from Floor live, because she is the best performer live out of the three. It's just studio-wise, Annette and Tarja's better, in my opinion. I like the voices more. People shit-talk Annette for some reason. I don't know why. Because Dark Passion Play is a fantastic album. It's a fantastic album, and Imaginarium is an amazing album. She has a great studio voice. So I need to check out a live video by her. But yeah, we're going to go through the top 10 Nightwish songs, in my opinion, of all time. And again, trigger warning, no greatest show on earth. So if that makes you upset, just click off the video now, because the rest of my picks will probably make you upset as well. I'm going to go through some honourable mentions. So, another big trigger warning. The first one is one which I know a lot of people would have close to number one. Maybe number one. I've seen a lot of lists online. A lot of people like Greatest Show on Earth. And a lot of people like this song, which I also love, which is why it's in the honourable mentions. That is The Poet and the Pendulum. I know it's an epic. It's kind of the same kind of thing as Greatest Show on Earth. It's quite a long song. It's an epic. When he was struggling with depression and suicidal thoughts after Tarja left. So the song holds great meaning, and it's really impactful, and it almost made the list. It's so close to making the list, but I just think the other 10 songs I'd like listening to more. They might be a bit more catchy, a bit more upbeat than Poet and the Pendulum, which is why it's not quite made the list, because when I listen to Nightwish I want to have fun, and the rest of these songs are quite uplifting and fun, I think. So yeah, that is the first honourable mention. Second, Elven Path off Angels Fall First, and also I'm just going to throw in Carpenter. I really enjoy these two songs. A lot of people don't like The Carpenter or anything from the first album, but I really enjoy that. I prefer it to the other stuff, so I really like The Carpenter. And Elven Path is just a fantastic song as well. So I have to mention those songs because they're all fantastic. And again, Greatest Show on Earth is great as well, but it's not my favourite. It's not my favourite. It's really good live, but the studio version, it doesn't really work with me. Poet and the Pendulum, though, studio is amazing, and live is even better, so that is so close to making it. But anyway, let's get on with the list. So we're starting from 10 to 1, of course. And let's see, so number 10, we have an Annette song, and that is Amaranth. Now this one is super catchy. It gets stuck in your head. It's one of the most viewed on YouTube as well for like the actual music videos. It's just such a fun song. I could just play it right now and just jam along to it. The keyboard intro is just amazing. The do do do. Do 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 do. Then it comes in with the drums. So good. Love that intro. The chorus is absolutely fantastic. Her vocals, she owns that song. No other singer. People talk shit about Annette. She's the only one that can do that song. Hands down, she's the only one that can do that song. I think it's a fantastic song. It deserves to be on every single Nightwish playlist. I don't know why people don't like it. Maybe they think it's too commercial. I mean, out of all the songs, it does sound a bit more pop-orientated than the rest. But if that's what pop becomes, then hell yeah, I'll listen to pop, because that's fucking awesome. I love the song. Amaranth is definitely my number 10 spot. Okay, on to number 9, and we are going to the Once album. And that's one with Tarja, which will probably make quite a lot of appearances on this list. But this is the first one, and it is I Wish I Had Your Angel Tonight. And it has that dance beat after it. Intro is amazing, one of the best intros in Nightwish history. I love it. I know Wishmaster's probably the most recognisable intro, but I Wish I Had an Angel is probably second. Love the song from start to finish. Her vocal delivery in it is insane. It's so catchy. It's stuck in my head just thinking about it now. That chorus is just too good. It's too good. Also, Marco's vocals in this is just really intense. When he's doing that chorus, it's just so good. The video is really fun as well. Again, same as Amaranth, it's a really fun, kind of upbeat song that kind of gets stuck in your head, which is why I enjoy it so much. So yeah, I Wish I Had an Angel, definitely number 9. Now, number 8, we have another Annette song. And this is probably another trigger warning, because this is really underrated, I think. Not a lot of people like it, which is stupid, because I think this is the best Annette song. In my opinion, this is the best Annette song of all time. And it is, yeah, better than Poet and the Pendulum. It is 7 Days to the Wolves. Absolutely fantastic song. The chorus is amazing. The build-up at the beginning is fantastic. The singing is out of this world. 7 Days to the Wolves is just magical. It's a magical song, and it's the best one by Annette, in my opinion. Like, easily, hands down, it's the best one. And it's better than any of the Floor songs as well, in my opinion. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this video. But 7 Days to the Wolves, most underrated Nightwish song, probably of all time. Aside from what are the other songs that I'm going to pick, which people will be like, what? Yeah, absolutely fantastic. The joint vocal harmonies between Marco and Annette on this song is amazing. When they're both singing together, it just works so well. I really like it for that. Again, this is off Dark Passion Play, which is a fantastic album. Fantastic album. Probably the best of the newer kind of Nightwish stuff. Love this album. Even Iron Maiden bassist Steve Harris said this is one of the best albums he's ever heard. So if Iron Maiden's saying it, then you know it's true. You know it's true. Also the guitar part from like the 2:40 mark, and just a slow kind of solo that they do, the feels in it, amazing. Amazing. The guitar work in this is amazing. Such an underrated song, which is why it is my number 8. Bless the Child of Century Child. Just the way it starts with Taj's vocals, with the I can't do it, but you know what I mean. You've heard the song, and then the build up, the dun 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 dun. It gets like louder and louder. Love the build up to this song. Absolutely fantastic. The video only has like 1 million views though. What's going on? What's going on? You all love like the other stuff, but not this. This is underrated as hell. Probably the best song on the album. Probably the best song. It's probably my favourite. It's absolutely fantastic. Everything in it is so epic in scale. Just the notes she's hitting throughout the song with the keyboard just behind her. It's just, it feels like you're in a cathedral. She's just hitting and bouncing off every single pillar and archway. And it's just coming straight back to you in a full force of just, so good. So good. Nothing really bad to say about this one. It has such a good build-up in the middle as well, and then drops down where it's just her vocals and not much in the background, which just is beautiful, in my opinion. I love when they do that in songs. It's like build up, quiet, and then her vocals blows your mind. If you haven't heard this one, and you're only into like the mainstream shit, listen to this one, because it's absolutely fantastic as well. Now we're on to number 6. Things are getting juicy now. It is Beauty of the Beast. I mentioned Beauty and the Beast of the first one, but this is Beauty of the Beast. So this one is off Century Child again. I know I just said Bless the Child is the best one on Century Child, but I completely forgot my next pick is also off Century Child. Amazing album, amazing artwork as well. But this song is an epic without overstaying its welcome. It's about 10 minutes, but nothing overstays its welcome. Everything is exactly where it needs to be, and there's no filler in it. It's just an amazing song from start to finish. Also, again, like most of the songs, the intro is just fantastic. The doom 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 doom. That sounds like The Exorcist. You know the the intro I'm trying to do. The little chimey kind of sounds. Absolutely love it. Also, it's one of the best choruses, one of the best pre-verses, one of the best choruses in Nightwish history, I think. I love it. It's so soft and just mellow, if you know what I mean. And then it builds up again, and it becomes this grand kind of operatic just segment, which is just absolutely just blows your mind. And again, it picks up near the middle of the chugging riff, the dun 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 dun, and it's just gets you amped into the song. Nothing is filler. Everything just is exactly where it needs to be. Then it gets super fast near the end when she's singing the same thing, but it's like a lot faster and up tempo. It just, the whole song was kind of like a graph, and it's just like dun 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 dun. It just gets better and better and better and better and better until the climax, and it's just fantastic. So yeah, this 10-minute epic is one of the best Nightwish epics. Very underrated. Very underrated. I'm going to keep saying this. A lot better than Greatest Show on Earth. A lot better than Poet and the Pendulum. This one, that's why it's on my list. This epic is just out of this world. Okay, now we're on to the top 5. My top 5 Nightwish songs of all time. And coming in at number 5 is Phantom of the Opera, which I did on the channel because I wanted to hear it live because it's one of my favourites. And it was fantastic. She rocked that song, rocked the hell out of it. But I just loved the whole Phantom of the Opera is there inside your mind. The chorus is beautiful. Beautiful. So the song's only about 4 minutes long, but it feels so much larger than life, so much more epic than a 4-minute track, because 4 minutes sounds so measly, but this just sounds so epic and grand in scale, which it is, and the whole song is telling a story, and the story is actually fantastic. It actually speaks to you, and it's just so interesting to listen to, and the way she delivers the lines is so interesting. It's a lot different than just singing a song and being like, oh, that was a nice little song. This is like a story, a journey. I know you can say the same thing about The Great Show and stuff, but sonically it doesn't resonate with me that much. But this one does. This one resonates with me. Tarja just elevates everything to the next level. I'm not a fanboy, I promise. But yeah, the way she sings the lines in this one is top notch. I just love the dynamic vocals between both of them. When he comes in, when she's coming in, kind of like dueling vocals, like battling against each other. And I love when that happens in songs. When you have like a male vocalist and a female vocalist and they're kind of battling. I just love when that happens. And it's like they're talking to each other. They have that in this song and I fucking love it. It's amazing. Which is why Phantom of the Opera is one of the best Nightwish songs of all time. And it's why it's my number 5. Okay, number 4. I don't know why. Number 4 is one I did on the channel recently, the very latest one, which is Planet Hell. I know in that video I said that is probably my second favourite, but re-listening to all of them again, it's still one of my favourites, but there were two which outdid it. But Planet Hell is still a fantastic and again underrated song. Welcome to my planet hell. Just when he screams that, it's just my eyes start to melt. Such an up-tempo song, so energetic, so full of life. Again, like most of the songs, he just brings it to life. And everyone can have their opinions on the best vocalist. I do think Floor's one of the best live, but Taj is also really good live. So, I mean, if we're going to start ranking, best live performance, Floor's probably top. Taj is second, Annette I haven't heard, so I can't place. Studio-wise, Taj is top, Annette, then Floor, in my opinion. It's just the vocal styles. I prefer operatic. I prefer the kind of poppy kind of sound of Annette, rather than heavy, harsh vocals like shouty vocals like Floor does. It's very powerful, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of like Doro and those kind of, and Hailstorm, which I'm not a big fan of. It's like those kind of vocals, which I prefer, like Epica, Tarja, Delane, the kind of nice sounding vocals, if you know what I mean. But everyone has their preferences, you know. But yeah, Planet Hell, saw it on the channel, so go check out my reaction to the live one, and you'll see how much I love this song. Absolutely great song. Really, it could be higher, but there are two others which take the cake, so that's where it is on my list. Now, next we have a song which no one would guess would be on here at all, and that is Tutankhamun, from the very first album, Angels Fall First. Now, if you ask me why I like this song so much, I don't really have an answer. I just do. I think it's like the melody, the Egyptian kind of sound of everything, which the first album does really well. A lot of people hate the first album, but I think it's melodically, like, it's the best. Like, the best melodies in there. Just the Egyptian sounding everything, and the flute in it is like do 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 do. So I can sing the melody of it in my head without even listening to the song. Was it a flute? might have been like a keyboard pretending to be a flute, but let me know what actual instruments are in it. But whatever the instrument, it was fantastic. The melody in it just keeps me going, and she sings through the melody. It's not like a melody and then stop, then she sings and then melody and stop. Like a lot of songs, she's like interweaving her voice with that Egyptian sound that it just works so well. If you haven't heard Tutankhamun, go listen to it now, because that song is just killer. And I'm not just trying to be a hipster. It is actually one of my favourites, and it's close to being number 2. It almost is number 2. But I remembered another song and I was listening to it again. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give you guys that one. So that's my number 3. Now, top 2. Sorry, I'm swearing. So my favourite 2 Nightwish songs of all time. What I think are the 2 best Nightwish songs of all time. Both you would expect on a list, I think. Both you would expect on the list. Number 2 is Ghost Love Score. Now, the live version with Floor is the first one I ever heard with Floor, and it melted my brain. It's amazing. It's the best long song by Nightwish, in my opinion. Better than Greatest Show, better than Poet, better than Phantom of the... That's not even long. Better than Beauty of the Beast. Ghost Love Score is just fantastic. Off the album Once, which is probably my favourite, if you see by my number 1 pick. But yeah, it's just an epic song, and no part feels like filler. There's no weird poems at the end which take me out of the song. It's not preachy, it's not really very preachy. Every part of Ghost Love Score is just out of this world. Like I said, in a lot of these songs, it's just an amazing musical sonic journey. Guitars are on point, the keyboard's on point, the vocals are obviously on point. I prefer the album to live, just because Taj is bae. Taj is the best. I love her voice more than Floor's, so of course I like the album more than the live one, but the live one is fantastic as well, so I'm not going to hold that against them. Both amazing, come together. It's just one of the best Nightwish songs of all time. What can I say? That is my number 2. Drumroll. Number 1, and it has to go. It's not even close. This one isn't even close, this race. It's Nemo. I mean, it's the very first Nightwish song I ever heard. It got me into the band. It made me like the band. It made me like symphonic music as a whole. It, alongside Evanescence's Bring Me to Life, were like the 2 big components in like making me like symphonic music. Even though I know Evanescence is kind of entry level, but Nemo is just perfect. A 10 out of 10 song. The chorus is 10 out of 10. The verse is 10 out of 10. The build-up's 10 out of 10. The vocals are 10 out of 10. No one else can do Nemo. She's the only one who can do it. And it is my favourite. It's probably my favourite album. Once. Century Child's good as well, but Once is just like a classic. Love it. Nothing bad to say about the song. It's very catchy. It's kind of like Amaranth. It's a single, sure. It's kind of predictable putting it top, because a lot of people like it, but it's what I like as well, so it is what I think is the best Nightwish song of all time. So, yeah, that was my top 10 list. You probably don't agree at all. You're probably really triggered. So let me know in the comments below what you'd put as number 1, what your list would be like. Keep the discussion going in the comments. Tell everyone what you think your best is, what you would change on my list, what you think of my picks, why there's no Floor on here. You can shout out an angry message. It'll be interesting to see what people's top 10 Nightwish songs of all time are, but those are mine. Hope you didn't get triggered too much. So I'll be back with, I'll need to do an album ranking, I'll do that soon. So hopefully you had a good time, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.